Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. This is the video presentation about lesson which is the biodiversity in a healthy society. I am Julaidin Sinobangan uh, together with Rohana Sapalon and Baimela Samat. And now I am the first reporters of the topic biodiversity. It's a term represent the total of all life on earth. Life on earth. And the big thing to sum of thousands of different world habitat, millions of different species, and billions of individuals, and trillions of different characteristics. They all have the total biodiversity of our planet is imminence, which is a good thing because the more biodiversity, the more secure all life on earth, including ourselves. So when you hear the word biodiversity, what comes first to your mind? So that's what we are going to discuss today. So when you say biodiversity, bio means life, and diversity means variety. Biodiversity is defined as the vast variety of life forms in the entire earth. Another definition of the biodiversity is the variability among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystem, in the ecological complexes of which they are part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystem. It means all things are part of biodiversity, including animals, plants, fungi, and microorganisms. Also, the ecosystem is the coverage of biodiversity. Now, such a forest, mountain, river, and the ocean, including the man-made, with which is the mga sakahan, kukiring, at iba pa. The ecosystem and the non-living things, which is the ocean, land, sun, and the climate. And these have a relationship to each other. That's why the ecosystem can be defined as the variety of defense, habitat, communities, and ecological purposes. So when we talk about the relationship of biodiversity in ecosystem, the ecosystem support life for biodiversity, and biodiversity makes ecosystem sustainable. So that how ecosystem and biodiversity interact, which is other that's why the biodiversity and ecosystem have a huge contribution to our lives. So people should know more about the importance of our diverse I mean, diverse environment, and how human activities can either contribute to its growth and destruction. Sometimes kasi we do a lot of activities that can result of destruction of our environment. Nagkakaroon ng pollution o loss habitat of animal, etc., and global climate change. So the main purpose of this topic is to awaken our mind that we need to care our environment of our ecosystem. Now just think about the they need to drink clean water or fresh water. They need to eat healthy vegetable and food. They need of man to transport, which makes him rely on. So all of these are human needs that are answered and provided by ecosystem. Thus, if we fail to keep the process of taking care of the ecosystem, it is us who are actually putting our love at risk. Significant decline in biodiversity has direct human impact when social needs of human being. That's why we need to give full of love or attention to care our biodiversity and ecosystem. And now let's proceed to changes in biodiversity. When you say changes in biodiversity, when you see changes in the biodiversity, it is the alteration and losses. The alteration of climate and losses of animals, trees, cause of deforestation, alteration in any system could bring varied effect. A change in biodiversity could have uh, earthquake effect not only in wildlife or marine life but also in human being. For example, human inhabiting the forest would disturb the natural order of life life trees and plant would be affected in the clearing operation where the house would build the animal, insect, and all types of the life forms in the clear area would either be displaced or most likely be killed. That's why the use of these life forms could affect the entire ecosystem governing that environment. From this, we can clearly in for that when our ecosystem is not well taking care of the biodiversity, encounter change that may impact human health or such different level, it means we need to take good care of biodiversity and ecosystem.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and good day to everyone. And I am Rohanati Sapalan from Bais Sumansi, and I am the second reporter from the Group 11, and this is the continuation of a report of Kuya Julaidin Sinubangan. So, what is the importance of biodiversity? So first, biodiversity maintains a balance of the ecosystem. So yes, biodiversity maintains a balance of the ecosystem. Biodiversity is incredibly valuable. It both increases the total extent and productivity of an ecosystem and its adaptability to changing conditions. These use are values primarily for the ecosystem itself to make paper products by biodiversity. Also has additional human benefit of increasing the potentials for use. It protects water resources and also forms and protects soil. And another one is biodiversity provides biological resources. So biodiversity provides us with drinking water, oxygen to make great food, medicine, decomposition of waste, and help our earth or planet withstand natural disaster. And the next is the threats to biodiversity. Number one is habitat loss and destruction. So major contributing factor is that inhabitation of human beings and for use of land for economic gains, including the cutting trees that can be cause of those of habitat and destruction and his habitat. Destruction is vastly increases in area of vulnerability to natural disaster like flood, even the crop failure, and etc. And number two is alteration ecosystem composition. So, alternation and sudden change either within species group or within the environment could begin to change entire ecosystem. Alternation in ecosystem are critical factors contributing to species and habitat loss. And the number three is overexploitation. So overexploitation is overhunting, overfishing, or overcollecting of species can quickly lead to its decline. Changing consumption patterns of humans is often cited as the key reason for this unsustainable exploitation of natural resources. And the number four is the pollution and contamination. So biological systems respond slowly to changes in their surrounding environment. So pollution and contamination cause irreversible damage to species and varieties. And the last one is the global climate change. So both climate variability and climate change
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Pamela B. Samad. So, our topic today is all about health, biology, and biodiversity. So, health, biology, and biodiversity. Number one, almost all living organizations are dependent to the their environment to live and reproduce. Basic needs of living organization such as air, water, food, and habitat are provided by its environment. So, ang mga tao, hayop, short or living organization ay umaasa lang sa ating kapaligiran upang mabuhay. Bakit ko nga ba nasabi na umaasa lang tayo dahil dito nakukuha ang pang-araw-araw nating na pangangailangan para mabuhay tulad ng hangin, tubig, at pagkain at tirahan. So, the evolution of human being was due to the improved access to these basic needs. Advance in agriculture, sanitation, water treatment, and hygiene have a far greater impact of human environment. Human health that medical technology all touch the environment sustains at human life. It can also cause of disease. So number two, lack of basic necessities is a significance of human morality. Environment hazard increase the risk of cancer, heart disease, asthma, and many of illnesses. So, kung saan the hazard increase the risk of the cancer, heart disease, asthma can be physical such as a pollution, toxic chemical, and food contaminants, or they can be social such as a dangerous uh, work for housing condition, uh, urban store and poverty. When we see urban sprawl, it is the uncontrolled expansion of urban areas, unsafe drinking water and food. So number three, unsafe drinking water and for sanitation and hygiene are responsible for a variety of infection disease and 2015 approximate 3,050 children. So Under the age of 5 did from the diarrhea. This related to unsafe drinking water approximately 1.8 million billion people as drinking water contaminated with fish. More than 2 billion people lack access to basic sanitation. The interrelation between human health and biological diversity is considerable and complex, with the current biology laws unprecedented raise the dedicated balance between human health and biological diversity is the risk of environmental related illnesses. So number 4 is approximately 18 billion people use drinking water contaminated with fish. More than 2 billion people lack access to basic sanitation. So number 5, the interrelation between human health and biological diversity is considerable and complex. With the current biodiversity loss and unprecedented arrest, the delicate balance between human health and biological diversity is at risk environment related illnesses. So, environment related illnesses is some human illnesses are found to be related with its environmental, include Parkinson's disease, heart disease, cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma disease, obesity, occupational injuries, dysentery, arthritis, malaria, and depression. So, ito yung mga environment-related illnesses. Sometimes human disease is connected to work or what place they belong to. Because of this, they get many times of disease like mentioned early, Parkinson's disease, heart disease, cancer. So, ito yung mga environment-related illnesses, yung mga malala ng mga sakit tulad ng mga diabetes or pulmonary disease. So, number 2, according to expert, climate change could also have a serious impact of human health and could deteriorate a farming system and reduce nutrient in some foods. Due climate change, many people are affected, not only us but also vegetable and food when we reduce the nutrients. So kumbaga is ito yung mga taong wala masyadong kinakain na mga masustansyang pagkain. So, number 3, relationship between human health and environment raise many ethical, social, and legal dilemmas by forcing people to choose among competing values. Number 4, many of these issues at the interaction of health and environmental have to do with meaningful or with managing benefit and risks. For example, vestiges play an important role in increasing crops, but they can also cause hazard to the human health and the environment. Alternatives to pesticides used for significantly reduce agriculture to the activity leading to the full price which food is not 22. So number 5 is when drafting and implementing environment health regulation is important to consider vulnerable self-population. So kumbaga is ito yung mga health environment regulation is very important sa tao. When we say vulnerable subpopulation is a group with an increased susceptibility to the adverse effect and on environment risk factors due to their age, genetics, health status, or some other connection. Vulnerable and population include children, pregnant women, elders who sensitive bodies, and that's all. Thank you.